You started your keto diet, you went through keto flu, but now the fatigue is coming in. You are finding yourself, you're not energetic, and it is your mitochondrial confusion. If this is happening with you after 3 to 4 weeks of being on keto, stay tuned till the end. Hi, welcome back. I'm Rahul Kamra, founder of Keto. After transforming myself and 1,000 plus individuals, which has recently surpassed 1,200 plus people, I want you to understand this, that your mitochondria also gets confused when you adapt to ketosis. And it takes time. So before I jump into the video, don't forget to pause the video, subscribe to the channel pressing the bell icon. Keto is the only channel in India which talks about ketogenic diet, fat loss psychology in an Indianized way. And every Sunday at 6 p.m, you will find a new video where I'm covering up a topic which not a lot of people discuss about. So don't forget to pause and subscribe. It will cost you nothing but will add value to your life and your fat loss journey. So coming back to the topic, a lot of people feel that while being on keto, I'll be tired throughout. They feel that they have a lot of fatigue. I've been on keto personally for the last 8 years of my life, and let me tell you this, you will feel fatigued and tired specifically in the 3 to 4 week or 3 to 5 week window because of the following reasons. We'll be deep down diving into this video, so stay tuned till the end. Let's get to the chapters. The chapters are in the bottom bar. We'll be discussing about each and every aspect, how exactly this happens, what you can do, what kind of changes you're supposed to make. And if you've gone through keto flu and now in the next 3 to 5 weeks you're finding yourself very low on energy levels, this is going to be very important for you to make sure that you make a note of it, understand the why, and then work towards it. Chapter 1. What is mitochondrial confusion? Let's simplify this. Your mitochondria is the power plant of your cells. It helps you to make sure that the fuel is converted into ATP and the body can utilize it. And it has confusion right now. For most of your life, mitochondria was running on glucose, and now immediately you've shifted to keto. So it has started utilizing ketones, and this is where the confusion comes into, because it is not trained to utilize ketones for a very, very long time. No matter, there are studies which definitely prove that as humans we were born in ketosis. Body gets into ketosis also when you do prolonged fasting or you do intermittent fasting. This is where the metabolic flexibility comes into place, where a point comes between 4 to 6 weeks that your body learns how to burn fat to fuel. Just before this, you see a slump, you see mitochondrial confusion, and you miss your energy levels going down. So practically this is not failure, this is your adaptation. So we move to chapter number 2, why keto fatigue happens. Let's understand some science in a simpler form. So keto fatigue has certain reasons. First reason is ketone production is not equal to ketone utilization. See, for mitochondria, when it detects that there are ketones present in the blood, there are certain enzymes which do not upregulate. Especially enzymes like SCOT, BDH1 and CPT1, they do not upregulate, and these control your ATP production. So despite having good blood reports, you may see that your energy levels are not stabilized because the ATP production is very inefficient, and mitochondria is right now confused. These enzymes have to upregulate. This usually happens between 2 to 6 weeks. This is one of the recommendations which I give to a lot of Keto members, that when you get your first blood report, do not get a blood report within 3 to 4 weeks. You will not see any changes. Give yourself at least 6 weeks to get your next blood report to see if the diet is helping you to improve and what all supplementation you have to take care of. Second, mitochondrial biogenesis takes time. Your body cannot immediately switch fuel. It doesn't do that. It takes ketones as a fuel source. But at this point of time, there's a lot of things which are going to happen in mitochondria. So this switch of fuel has 3 major things. One is that building new mitochondria. Second is fat oxidation capacity has to improve, and electron transportation efficiency has to improve. 3 of these things will happen in your mitochondria. You thought that keto is just a diet about eating more fats. You're changing your mitochondrial efficiency now, and this is very, very critical. This takes time. Number 3, electrolytes make it worse. No matter whatever I talk about how much salt water you're supposed to have, you need to have white salt and pink salt, 2.5 teaspoons of white salt, 1.5 teaspoons of pink salt every single day. Very, very critical for you to make sure that you keep your electrolyte intake. Electrolytes completely make it worse. Low sodium leads to low blood volume. What is your blood with? Red blood cells. What do they carry? Oxygen. So delivery goes down and your fatigue goes down. A lot of people blame carbs here. They don't understand that this fatigue is because of electrolyte imbalance. Number 4th, brain energy lag. A lot of people experience brain fog when they start with keto. See, your brain is feeding on glucose. The moment when you move to ketones, neurons have to adapt. There is an adaptive time also which the body takes, right? This is not super immediately. It is adaptation. Body is adapting at the moment. Wait for it. So the 5th point here is that sleep quality also alters initially when you get into ketosis. Cortisol increases, your sleep also gets affected, melatonin rhythms also change a bit. The poor sleep worsens fatigue, and this is like a feedback loop which keeps going on, and you see your sleep getting affected initially. Now we move to chapter number 3, the Mitochondrial Reset. This is again a guide exclusively for Keto members, sharing it for you so that 2026 is the last year you're struggling with fat loss. Make sure that you note this, you can watch the chapter again. Step 1. Stop forcing performance. Reduce your workouts, go easy. Let the body adapt. This adaptation will only take time, and time is the biggest currency here because the body has to adapt to the entire process. You need to be consistent. If you try to push way too much in your workouts, you will feel more hungrier. The tendency of you giving up is much more. And remember one thing, pushing mitochondria to do something delays the entire process. It gets into that safety zone again. That safety net again comes into. A lot of people talk about survival zone for the body. This is exactly what happens when you try to push yourself way too harder while you're doing a diet. So don't be that typical mindset, I'm starting a diet and I'm starting a workout. Doesn't help. Second thing, fix sodium before anything else. Please start including salt water in your daily routine so that you can take care of your electrolyte imbalance. And electrolyte imbalance can help you to improve your sleep. It can help you with your mitochondrial health. It can help you with your entire fat loss journey with not holding water, lowering cortisol, and it can help you in a lot of ways. Fix your electrolyte intake, which is step number 2. Step number 3, use fat strategically, not excessively. This is what happened this week. I was talking to a Keto member and I said that, okay, in the morning, you are going to have your fat coffee. In the day, you are nibbling on cucumbers, cheese cubes, peanuts, almonds, walnuts. Evening is going to be a cooked meal. This is intermittent fat fasting, which we're doing. She asked me, can I eat an avocado? I said, done. You can have it with dinner if you want to have. Keep half an avocado. Maybe let's say if you have one avocado, you can do that with some cucumber sticks. She's a vegetarian. I told her, please eat paneer. Started eating avocado in the day. Excessive fat. Avocado is healthy. I understand. You get it now cheaper in India. There was a time when I used to eat avocado at $600 a piece. It was gold plated, my friend. If you start eating fats excessively, you're just simply weakening your mitochondria. You're just making your body go more in that process of delaying the entire adaptation. Use it strategically. It helps you to become full, very good. But it doesn't mean that you can have unlimited number of calories and unlimited fat while being on keto. But remember one thing, too little fat will also starve the system. There is a concept in ketogenic diet. My body burns existing fat and dietary fat. Can I cut down my dietary fat? Absolutely nonsense. The biggest mistake you're going to make is cut down your dietary fat. Please don't. Step 4. Support your mitochondria naturally. Include a multivitamin which should have B complex vitamins. If you have iron deficiency, start supplementing with iron. If you feel that your sleep is less affected, start including magnesium glycinate. I'll also share a video at the end of this so that you learn about how to time out your vitamins and supplements. Step 5. Protect sleep aggressively right now. You need to make sure that you focus on a sleep cycle. You are sleeping well, less blue light, morning exposure to sunlight. Everything will help you to make sure that you sleep well. This will be very, very important for you to keep things in check. Step 6. Reframe your fatigue psychologically. I'm always tired on keto. No, please change your sentence. My body is adapting, that's why I'm tired on keto. Makes the difference. So to conclude this video, keto fatigue is not just your body's fatigue. It is your mitochondrial adaptation. It takes time. Let's make this year the last year when you're struggling with fat loss. If you found this useful, don't forget to check out this video which talks about serotonin levels and keto. Why do you feel angry while you started keto? Check out this video. If you want to learn about what are the timing of supplements which you have to take care, check out this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Rahul Kamra. I'll see you next Sunday 6 PM with an interesting one. Signing off.